Hey y'all, I'm Nina Renee and this is the Girl Book. So in today's episode, we're going to talk about 5 female body quirks. These are just features of the female body that might seem kind of weird, but they're actually pretty normal. If you have these things, don't feel like there's something wrong with you. Typically, everything is okay. It really just depends on the particulars of your situation. Like if there's a lot of something, then that might be a problem. I'm not a doctor, so I'm not going to give any medical advice. And yeah, let's get into it. So the first feature is random hair everywhere. I think when I was about 13, I got like just a hair on my chin, but you can get hair on your neck, you can get it on your chest, you can get it around your nipples, on your stomach, just anywhere that's just kind of random. And it might be like 1 or 2 hairs. Typically, it's not anything to worry about. Girls and women do have male hormones called androgens, and also genetics can play a factor in that. If the women in your family have, a lot of dense hair on their chin, it's very likely that you'll have it as well. You can just pluck it, which I do because it's not really that much hair for me, but if you have a lot, you can look into laser hair removal. It's expensive, it does take time, but it could be an option for you. So yeah, typically it's not anything to worry about, but if you start to grow a lot of hair all of a sudden, like if it gets really dense around your face, that could be a sign of a hormonal imbalance or some sort of condition. So you want to get that checked out. So the next thing is something that gets on my nerves, something that happens to me every winter: dry, itchy nipples. So when winter kicks off and the air is drying out, my nipples do get very itchy. And it's very annoying. It's worse at night. It's typically like a form of dermatitis, which is just irritated skin. It can be triggered by a few different things, like really drying soaps or body washes or powders, things like that. And so what I do is I'll just put coconut oil on it because it's natural. I like to use natural things on areas with thin skin because I just don't want to absorb any chemicals. So yeah, if you have that issue, just put something natural on it to soothe it, and typically that should help. Now, if you find that your nipples are bleeding or they're crusty or just something is way off and you're in a lot of pain, that's not normal and you should definitely make an appointment for that. Next on the list is musty boobs. This is really funny to me because I didn't really know that you had sweat glands between the boobs. I didn't learn that until I was like in my early 20s. And when I was in college, I would get up, I would shower, and I had to walk to class, and it was a pretty long walk. And by the time I got to class, like I noticed I was kind of like funky. And I was like, well, I showered, I put on deodorant, like what's going on? And so one day I was working out and for some reason I put my hands in here and I realized, oh my God, it smells like an underarm in there. So that's when I started being mindful of the fact that you can sweat under the boobs and between the boobs. So when you're washing, be sure to get all up under there too. Do not be out here wearing the same bra for days and weeks at a time because you will be sweaty, and a sweaty bra basically smells like funk. I think it's fine to use a tiny bit of powder there as well. I'll do that in the summertime. Deodorant, I kind of don't really like to use that right there because the same with the nipples, like it's very thin skin and it's also really close to my heart and I just don't feel comfortable putting chemicals right there. But if you can find a natural deodorant, like I know it's like the crystal deodorant, if you could use something like that, then maybe just a tiny bit. So the next feature is actually one of my favorites. I did not learn this until like my mid-20s. So the vagina is an acidic environment. I did know that, but what I didn't know is that the discharge can produce what is basically like bleach. Your discharge is very acidic and it can lighten dark underwear. So that is totally normal. It's not anything to worry about. It's just a sign that your body is working properly. If you notice discharge that is green or clumpy or just a lot of it, that could be a sign of an infection. It could be a yeast infection if it's white. If it's green, it can be a sign of an STD. If it's really runny and fishy, it could be bacterial vaginosis. Be mindful of what the color is, what the consistency is, and also be aware that you don't have to be sexually active to end up with an infection. You can get a urinary tract infection from not emptying your bladder properly. You can get a yeast infection from wearing really tight clothes or using lots of perfumes down there. So just remember that. And finally, another one of my favorites, epic period poops. So around like the second or third day of your period, you might notice that you have to go to the bathroom, something serious. You relieve yourself and it's just the most intense feeling ever, and you have all these endorphins, your uterus contracts and it expels the fluid, and those hormones can also cause your bowel to contract as well, leading to an epic experience on the toilet. So yes, enjoy the go. Let me know in the comments if you have any questions. Let me know what weird things you've experienced. The best advice I could give you is to be in tune with yourself. Know what's normal for you and know what is not. Make sure you're getting regular checkups. Make sure if there is a problem that you're talking about it, that you're keeping records of things. Make sure that your doctor believes what you're saying, because your health is important and it's really up to you to make sure that you get taken care of. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Also, don't forget to hit that subscribe button down there. And until next time, thank you for watching.